Hey folks, fellow Harley enthusiasts, I thought I'd do a quick video on my 2018 Harley Davidson Limited CVO. I'm really excited about this bike. I've had quite my share of Harleys, including road glides, street glides, and Limited is my favorite model for a variety of reasons, mostly because of the type of riding I do. And I'll talk a little bit about some comparisons for those that are kind of stuck in the middle as to which bike I should get. This one here, I kind of treated myself this year. As we all know, the CVOs are the top of the food chain at Harley, and they retail out at about $42,000. And I was lucky enough to get one this year. The color, this is an interesting color, whereas the CVOs, you know, normally you'll see them with 3 or 4 colors in a very customized type of flashy paint scheme, which I have always enjoyed, and Harley's always done a good job with their paint schemes. But this one here is a red cherry fade with black trim, and depending on how you look at it in the sun, you could see the red or you could see the black, and with that trim and the black and lights LEDs in the front, this is really a sharp bike, and it really caught my eye. And, you know, you can't go wrong with any of the CVOs this year. They've all got great colors, and it's hard to pick one. But this is the red cherry fade. One of the big questions I had, because this is going to be my first Milwaukee 8 with the 117 engine, and this just came out, right? And it's a great engine. It's got great reviews. They've already had the Milwaukee 8 for a few years now, but this is the first year that the 117 has come out. And I couldn't imagine what that was going to be like, because the 107 had all the power and then some that I was happy with. And so having a 117 was just that much more of a icing on the cake. I guess you can, you know, you never say no to power. But one of the questions I had that's come up in the social media communities so many times is, what type of pipes should I put on my Harley to get the kind of sound that I want to have? As we all know, Harley loves to ship their bikes as quiet as possible for a variety of reasons, from environment to being able to adhere to state laws and international countries. It's not like your father's motorcycle anymore, your grandpa's motorcycle. They come very quietly, and we kind of miss that classic Harley sound that we're used to having in the early days of the Harley. So it's been a multi-million-dollar business to get aftermarket pipes. These here, I put Reinhardt slip-ons, 4.5-inch slip-ons on this bike. And I'm going to start it up and show you what that sounds like. But I thought I'd tell you a little bit of the challenge that I had picking out pipes and the right sound for this bike, because I think so many of you, as I've read on social media, have the same type of challenges of what you're trying to accomplish with pipes that I did. Now, my initial thought was, and look, there's a lot of guys that get out there and they invest thousands of dollars in their bikes with stage 3, stage 2, stage 4, all these kits where they modify the engine, they modify everything, and they put the pipes on, and, you know, they think that's what gets them their sound. And it does, you know, it does. But I got to tell you, for me, I had a real big problem with taking delivery of a brand new 2018 CVO that I spent $42,000 for, and immediately taking a wrench to the engine and starting to modify things. I just, you know, my goal was that I just wanted to hear that classic Harley sound. I wanted to have cars hear me coming. I wanted the safety aspect. And look, I wanted to, you know, everybody loves a beautiful rumble of a Harley. So what I decided to do, with working with my local dealer, who was great, by the way, it's, you know, not immediately suggesting the most expensive option. I've got a great Harley dealership here in Rhode Island called Ocean State. I'll give them a little plug because they're a family-owned business that, honestly, I know it's an old, worn-out adage, but they really do care about their customer satisfaction versus the almighty buck, which is so rare to find these days. They do a great job out there. So one of the suggestions was, take your favorite slip-on previous bikes that you had and see what it sounds like. And this engine has a lot of flexibility, the Milwaukee 8, and it's already got a performance air cleaner that can handle just about any type of add-on slip-on pipe. And take it for a spin and take it for a good ride. And you could always come back and adjust things and do a staging if you feel like there's a hesitation or backfire or any type of performance issue. So I decided to do that. Certainly was the cheapest option at, about $600, depending on what kind of slip-ons you add, whether you like the Cobra or whether you like Reinhardt's or whatever your favorite pipe is. I put on my Reinhardt 4.5 inch, and I got to tell you, I could not be happier. Not only does this 117 absolutely fly and has more power than I could ever have wanted in a bike, but I accomplished what I wanted to, which is I get a great sound, and I'm going to fire this up. And if you got some good speakers on your computer, I'll give you a good few minutes to listen to it, and I'll walk around. I had wished that I had heard that because I was ready to invest thousands of dollars in a staging when it's really not necessary with this bike whatsoever to get the kind of sound that you want. I will tell you, I think the biggest challenge with a touring bike when it comes to pipes is, look, you got a beautiful, sophisticated sound system on these bikes. You got satellite, you've got AM, FM, you got your iPods, you got beautiful speakers front and back. And, to put really loud pipes to drown out your beautiful system, it's kind of the chicken and the egg thing. It's always been for me. The louder the pipes, now I got to upgrade my stereo. And look, we all like to go out and not necessarily listen to the radio all the time with our bikes, but it's nice to have the option. I do enjoy it for longer trips, and I didn't want to get a headache to have, obnoxiously loud pipes. At the same time, I wanted to accomplish what I wanted to. I wanted to have that Harley sound. So this is a great pipe for that. And as many maybe know or don't know out there, the smaller circumference of the pipe, normally the louder the sound. So keep that in mind when you're picking out pipes. These particular sound you're about to hear is on 4.5 inch Reinhardt barrels. And I got to tell you, the dealer was right. There was absolutely no modification needed whatsoever when it came to, having to modify anything else in the bike. So without further ado, here is the 117. The caveat I want to give anybody watching out there that might be thinking of doing the similar thing with a 107 or other type of Harley engine. I had a 107 with these Reinhardt 4.5s, and I got to tell you, it's a complete different sound on the 117. So the new line of Harleys have a lot of 117 options for different models. I'll tend to say it's probably safe that the sound you're about to hear will adhere and be applicable to any type of Harley that has a 117 with the Reinhardt. So here's what the sound is, and anyway, happy to answer any questions you might have on the comments field. If you have any comments about the CVO or any other experience, I can help you answer when it comes to sound. So here we go. I've got to tell you, for a $600 add-on, I beg anybody to show me a sound that they've spent thousands of dollars modifying that has a different sound than this. So anyway, I hope that helps you. Over and out. Happy riding, safe riding.